was really doing a lot of smelling out in the woods. Great, now you're gonna walk. Stop, stop, your leg, stop. Your leg is, stop, stop, stay. As if he listens. If he stayed, if he listened to my commands, he wouldn't be on a leash, would he? Okay, come on, let's go. Don't pull me, I'm trying to talk here. Okay, so today, stop. We're not, whatever you're sniffing in the woods, we're not gonna go chasing it. Nope. I don't see it. I'm looking for the fox. Last year, around this time, I guess, or earlier or later, we were seeing 2 fox in the neighbor's yard, and then their cubs, or whatever you call them, pups. So anyway, I haven't read all of the readings today because I started contemplating, and I was thinking about the first reading. This is the Dog Walk Chronicles. The first reading, not the Chronicles from the Bible. This is the Dog Walk Chronicles. The first reading is from the from Jonah. And it's where, I think it's chapter 3, where Jonah goes into the city now. He's tried to get away from this duty, but he finally does it. And immediately in one day, the people repent, the king repents in the city. God relents from his, which was interesting. It said the evil he was going to do. I found that curious. Does God do evil? But that's what it says. So I guess that can be read in a different way. I don't know. Well, to destroy them would be evil. But then again, God made them. If I construct a wooden box, it's mine to destroy. So really, and God made all of this, so it's really his. So there's a whole lot going on there, which I wasn't gonna do. But anyway, I got to thinking about Jonah and the story. Come here, Gus. Gus, come here. Hey. And it struck me, these people, I looked it up, this occurrence is an actual historical occurrence. Nineveh was actually destroyed in the year 612 BC, but this event happened in 750 or something BC. So this is an actual event. And the people, these thoughts occurred to me, the people there repented. They believed in God, they believed what would happen, and they acted prudently, they acted wisely with the knowledge that, and somehow they must have been deep down people who believed in God, because they were able to accept the message from God through Jonah. So deep down there was something still, some light still in those people that allowed them the grace, I suppose, to listen and save themselves by repenting. So this has occurred to me. Today's youth, because they have a phone in their hand and have the knowledge, they have the information of the world at their hands. So they have concluded that they are the smartest generation ever. And because they have the ability to see the past and see the mistakes of their immediate parents and grandparents, they somehow figured that they're so much smarter that they wouldn't make mistakes. They would never make those mistakes. And everything that the past generations from recent history, they were also stupid because they didn't have computers, and they aren't basically today's youth. So today's, not all, but there is a sentiment out there in some young people that they have it all figured out. And it just occurred to me that everyone thinks that, because every generation is presumably smarter than the past generation. So So, the people of Nineveh repented. They were smart enough to repent, and they saved themselves. Today, we have all this information, but do we have common sense? We can look back and say, oh, look at the mistakes other people made, but are we making mistakes today? The same, not the same, but are we also making mistakes? Are we going to look back in 40 or 50 years, and our kids are going to get, not ours, but is today's generation going to look back, if they have kids at all, because they have come under this odd notion that having kids is bad and impossible and financially impossible. So, yeah, so I guess the point is, if people were so dumb back then, they were smart enough, or so uneducated, they were smart enough to listen and humble enough to listen when someone above them spoke. When God spoke, they recognized and they answered, and they responded appropriately, accordingly. What will it take for this generation? We're confused about our genders, our sex. A boy is a boy and a girl is a girl, but if someone acts feminine, or feels feminine, then automatically they must be a girl, or some hybrid or whatever. We kill babies because it's inconvenient for people to have a baby. But have you looked at the savagery? Everyone knows abortion's wrong. Have you looked at the savagery? Have you looked at the pictures when those crude people put pictures of abortions and dead baby parts in front of you, and you're so offended by it? Have you looked at it? And do you have the common sense to go, that's savagery? Do you have the common sense, the wisdom to see how disgusting an act that is? Wouldn't it be better to make it's ugly. Wouldn't it be better to make a beautiful baby and give it up for adoption? I was adopted. You may be saying, of course, I know someone would, if anyone would listen to this, someone would say, and what a mistake that was that you were born. But anyway, and that's a sick and ugly thing to think, a thought. But we all know that abortion's wrong deep down. We just think that it's more, what we want is a greater good than the baby. And what else? We all know that marriage is a man and a woman. Everyone knows this. The reason we're all here is because of marriage as a man and a woman. If everyone was a man and a man, all couples were a man and a woman, then you wouldn't be listening to this. This phone wouldn't have been invented. So everyone deep down knows what's real. If you like somebody, live with them. I'm not arguing with you. But don't try to tell me it's a marriage. That's just not right. And to close, I love all you confused people. I love all you confused people. Doesn't mean that I have to say that you're right. I can love someone and they can be wrong, and vice versa. But I don't see it that way. The common sense of it tells me that what I've said is makes sense. It's logical. So, that was really just unplanned.